Well, I've tried really hard to do a thoughtful, serious review of this book. And I'll tell you what, I just can't get anything together that I'm satisfied with. And maybe it's because at the end of the day, I didn't much care for it. But let me tell you what the story is. It's an American, a guy from Pittsburgh, who joins the Italian army in World War I. He's in charge of a handful of ambulances. He gets wounded during one of these interminable campaigns that the Italian army ran against the Austrians in the northern part of Italy. Well, he gets wounded. He ends up in a hospital, falls in love with the nurse who's taking care of him. They fool around. She gets pregnant. He gets kicked out of the hospital for drinking. Ends up back with his unit, and they suffer this big defeat in a battle called Caporetto, which was in real life was the worst defeat that the Italian army suffered in World War I. During the retreat, he gets separated from his unit. He gets picked up by some rear area military cops. Is threatened with being shot. He escapes, deserts, runs back to Milan, and takes the nurse, and off they go to Switzerland, where it ends up she dies in childbirth. And that's the book. That's the whole story. It's based in large part on Hemingway's real-life experiences. He volunteered not with the Italian army, but with the Red Cross, the American Red Cross, as an ambulance driver. He also got hurt. He also ended up in a hospital in Milan. He also got involved with a nurse, although at the end of the day it didn't really go anywhere. So you know that Ernest Hemingway absolutely knows what he's talking about. Now, the thing that I liked about the book, really liked about it, is Ernest Hemingway's writing style. It's a page turner. His sentences are short, they're punchy. He includes a lot of details that all, to me, had the ring of truth. You feel like you're right there. What I didn't like about it was the ending. Everything from the time that he deserted up until the end of the book. And I know Ernest Hemingway is not somebody who's going to glamorize desertion or anything like that. I've read that he had tried either 39 or 49 different endings for this thing, and he ended up with this one. In my opinion, it was kind of contrived. Look, the main thing here is, if you take Jane Austen out of the mix, I'm really not that much of a love story kind of guy. You're going to find me down further towards the Jack Reacher end of the book spectrum. And that's no comment on Ernest Hemingway. It's no comment on A Farewell to Arms. This book, I'll certainly read more of Ernest Hemingway's books. You gotta say it's a really good book. I mean, it was very popular. 2 movies already made. There's a 3rd one coming out. So people really like this story. Me, the book left me a little on the cold side. So that's the best I can do in terms of reviewing this book. And I know it's really a kind of superficial take on something that's a pretty serious book. But that's what I've got. That's my reaction. See you next week.